Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Cowboys ripped by NFL writer in 2024 Power Rankings. The 2024 NFL regular season kicks off this week, and the experts at Bleacher Report have released their 2024 Power Rankings going into Week 1. In the feature, writer Christopher Knox says he believes the team will make it back to the playoffs this season. But, Knox also has some harsh words about the Dallas Cowboys' moves during the offseason. In the September 3rd feature, Bleacher Report noted that the Cowboys were fairly dormant during the offseason, stating that, with little cap space and 3 massive extensions staring them in the face, the Cowboys essentially did nothing. The Cowboys are busy with those extensions, though, as Bleacher Report points out, the team signed a 4-year, $136 million contract with wide receiver CeeDee Lamb and are working on deals with quarterback Dak Prescott and linebacker Micah Parsons. Elsewhere, Knox got real about what has made him lose faith in the Cowboys' chance at a Super Bowl appearance going into the 2024 season. The Cowboys probably have enough talent to get back to the playoffs in 2024, he said, but after watching them mishandle pretty much every aspect of the offseason, I have serious doubts about them being a legitimate threat. He added, getting Lamb to finally show up was a smart, albeit late, decision. I don't think adding Dalvin Cook to the practice squad will do much for what might be the most underwhelming backfield in the NFL, however. The defense should still be above average, but with Darren Bland set to miss significant time, it could have some early struggles. The offense is likely to be very one-dimensional, and so, it's going to take a career year from Dak Prescott to get this team where it wants to be. Knox also made a prediction for next season, stating, "My guess is that Dallas is looking at a very different team in 2025. Even with the negative comments, Bleacher Report put the Cowboys at number 12 on their NFL Power Rankings going into Week 1, so the team wasn't at the bottom of the tally. Another silver lining, in a way, is what they describe as the weakness in the NFC East this season. In the feature, Bleacher Report writer Brent Sobleski asserts that the NFC East isn't strong this year, meaning it might be easier for the Cowboys to get to the top of the pack. The NFC East isn't exactly a powerhouse group this season, he wrote, with the Dallas Cowboys still dealing with Dak Prescott's contract, the Philadelphia Eagles needing a turnaround after their late-season collapse, and the New York Giants not having any identity whatsoever. Elsewhere, Bleacher Report writer Maurice Moton predicted the playoff contending teams in the NFC East would be the Dallas Cowboys and Philadelphia Eagles. In the New York Times/Athletics initial 2024 NFL Power Rankings, they put the Cowboys at a higher spot than the Bleacher Report tally, number 7. The division rival Eagles still are spending $100 million more than Dallas. Who knows, though? If Jones pays quarterback Dak Prescott and linebacker Micah Parsons, maybe they'll catch up sometime, writer Josh Kendall stated. Maybe they'll even win a playoff game sometime, too. Sports Illustrated has the Cowboys ranked number 11 in their NFL Power Rankings, going into Week 1. Browns' offensive line will keep an eye on Micah Parsons, Croquill. The Cleveland Browns begin the 2024 season Sunday, at home, against the Dallas Cowboys. One of the big questions the Browns have to answer is who will start at left tackle and be responsible for protecting Deshaun Watson's blind side against Defensive Player of the Year candidate Micah Parsons. Parsons lines up in different positions and can rush from anywhere, so the Browns' whole offensive line will need to be aware of Parsons's pre-snap location. Most likely, it will be either Jack Conklin or James Hudson III who fills in at left tackle for Jedrick Wills Jr., who is not ready to return to action just yet. Rounding the rest of the line is Ethan Posick at center, Wyatt Teller and Joel Bitonio at guard and DeJuan Jones at right tackle. Jerry Jones turns up heat on Mike McCarthy, Cowboys. Mike McCarthy said this week that he has a 21-game plan for the Cowboys, laying it out in a team meeting as he does before every season. That plan might have to come to fruition for the coach to return for a 6th season in Dallas. The Cowboys didn't fire McCarthy after last season's postseason fiasco, a 48-32 home loss to the Packers in the wild-card round. Neither did they give him an extension after a third consecutive 12-win regular season, a first for the organization since the 1990s. The Cowboys' entire coaching staff and more than 30 players, including quarterback Dak Prescott, are in the final year of their deals. Multiple times Jones has mentioned the Green Bay loss as the reason he didn't extend McCarthy's contract. "I admit this, the Green Bay thing," Jones told Clarence Hill of DLLS. "When we lost the Green Bay game, we basically had everybody say, 'Okay, what are you going to do about this? Okay, this wasn't just a game. What are you going to do about this?' And so it got the attention of everything we do." McCarthy has admitted the challenge of being a lame duck coach, but Jones doesn't see it that way. Jones has turned up the heat on everyone in the organization, believing that the angst and pressure of being in a contract year will bring out their best. "I don't know that there's any more urgency, but I have tried to look at places that we are complacent or ways not to be complacent," Jones said. "I'm looking for ways to make sure they can't say that I've got some kind of structure that breeds complacency. It can be contracts. It can be conversations. It can be player decisions. But here's the overall thing I have heard from fans with even more emotion after the Green Bay game and still hearing from them: you need to make some changes. And I'm still hearing it. I didn't make many changes. But within the realm of not making changes, totally changing people out, I tried to turn up the heat on myself and everybody involved. And I think that's what's being discussed. I think that's why the angst was there." The only coach with more regular season wins the past 3 years than McCarthy is Andy Reid, but the Chiefs coach has 2 Super Bowl championships in that span. McCarthy has 1 playoff win. "He's one of the ones," Jones said of McCarthy. "He relates to players and the players relate with him as well as anybody that I've been around, coach or otherwise, whether in my college or professional life. He has a special understanding of our pro game. He's certainly been schooled and indoctrinated in the NFL. He has very good credentials. He's done it. I like his game day management. I personally am impressed with his game day management, and he's a very hard worker. He's a Super Bowl winning coach. I can see why." But Jones, as general manager, did little to help the roster this offseason. The Cowboys did next to nothing in free agency and only last week signed receiver CeeDee Lamb to a long-term extension after a prolonged holdout. So, McCarthy is on the hot seat this season to do more with less. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of McCarthy? Leave your opinion in the comments.